Okay, testing, testing. I haven't done this in a while. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that my mic is good. Turn up the volume. Oh, there it is. It sounds great. It sounds good. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm doing a live hangout. I invited some people. In. I just thought it might be fun. I just got home for. Oh man, all my iPads are in crazy. Yeah. Hi everyone. Hello. Wow. Look at this. Fantastic. What a great lineup. Hello, number one fan. Hello, Soap Maker. Hello, Siloth. Hello, Kenneth Messer. Who else can I say hello to? Merry Christmas. Yeah, based asshole Jeremy. Evie, how many Jeremys are there now anyway? There have to be. I think they're trying to make 100 Jeremys. Poor Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers has a cult following of people that are just like him. They just all want to be Jeremys. And so there are lots of Jeremy cloned accounts. What's the comic by the creator of Earthworm Jim? Says Chaz Robinson. Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's called Bigfoot Bill. His name is Doug Tenaple. And Doug Tenaple's Bigfoot Bill is probably one of my favorite. God, there's so many really, really good projects coming out of ComicsGaters, but Bigfoot Bill, I don't know. It's close to my heart. It's close to my heart because I was a big fan of Earthworm Jim. And when Doug Tenaple reached out to me, I said, wow, well, yeah, it'd be great if you did a project. I would definitely promote it. Are you going to create something new? And he said, let me think about it. And he came back a couple days later with some sketches of Bigfoot Bill. And I was just like, oh my God, that character looks great. What a great idea. I love the idea of making cutesy versions of like funny versions of cryptozoological characters. Welcome. Looks like we have our first guest. His name is Sweetcast, one of my favorite new YouTube channels. Sweetcast, how are you?
I'm doing well, Ethan. How are you?
Really, really, really good. I'm going to ask you a few questions about it. First of all, everyone, this is Sweetcast. If you haven't yet subscribed to his channel, let me tell you something. His channel is smart. I think he's a teacher. Are you a teacher?
I will say that I work in higher education.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep it vague.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I've got some things I need to work out. But yeah, I work in higher education.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I have to say your channel is one of the most insightful and progressive. I don't mean progressive politically.
Right.
I just mean progressive in, hey, I have a plan and a positive outlook and a way forward for ComicsGate. And I really, really enjoyed your channel. It was very inspiring and somewhat instructive. Are you in your 30s?
Yeah, I'm 32.
Okay. Yeah, I could tell you were much younger than me. I'm an old man, Sweetcast.
Yeah, it's funny because I'll get people in the comment section all over the board. Some people think I'm like 19. I guess I have a younger voice, but 32 is still relatively young. So
Yeah. You could have been 19 for all I know. But yeah, I mean, the wisdom that you offer on your channel, and it's fun to listen to. You have a good radio voice, a really good radio voice, a good presentation. You offer information and ideas in a nice, cogent, and coherent way. And it's all original material. I really think. First, let me say hi to Antonio. Hi, Antonio.
What's going on, player? How you doing?
Good. Merry early Christmas. It's very Christmassy today. I don't know why, but I'm in a very jolly mood. It's good to have you. It's good to have Sweetcast with his nice peppermint candy avatar. It's all working. And Antonio's very Santa Claus-esque presence. It's very nice. It's very nice.
Definitely that.
So the thing is, so many ComicsGate channels, and a lot of these guys, I think we borrow from each other, and I know I definitely do. I borrow from Zach all the time, and I'm always astounded at how insightful Zach is at, identifying comic book tropes, and explaining the way that SJWs think and the way they do their comics. He's really, really good at just explaining it, and you just kind of go when he says, look, they do this all the time, this is something they do recurrently, and you just kind of go, oh my God, I never noticed that, but you're exactly right. So a lot of people copy him, and I really admire the fact that Sweetcast doesn't do that. He's coming from his own kind of perspective, and he's got his own ideas, and his channel is fresh and exciting and good and young, and that's the other thing. Antonio,
yes,
I found I found a bunch of kind of younger voices within ComicsGate, and yeah, Sweetcast is one of them. And Comic Book Hut is another one that I think is great. Sweetcast, who do you like right now?
Um, I I've been liking Douglas Ernst actually a lot. I
Mm.
like his channel. And then I do keep in touch with like the Comic Book Hut. There's the Gateway into Comics. I like him because we're both writers, and so it's kind of cool to see what he's doing with writing in comics. Because before ComicsGate, there wasn't a lot of writers on YouTube. At least I couldn't find any.
Well, yeah, I like Gateway. Is Gateway in her little? Is
He
he in
is,
her
yeah.
little? Okay, yeah, I thought so. Let me look. All right, so these are the people that I'm looking at right now because I invited them. Antonio, I made like a ComicsGate, like a young ComicsGate DM room, so I could kind of get these guys in and get their ideas circulating. Ash on Comics. Do you remember when? Oh, I should follow everyone here. I'm not following everyone. Why does it say I'm not following it? All right, Ash on Comics is the guy who he kind of wanted to debate me a little bit about what he thought Comicsgate was doing. Had him on the channel. I mean, I didn't agree with him, but it kind of doesn't matter. You know, I think that he was respectful and insightful and had some good ideas that could probably, I don't know, propel Comicsgate forward a little bit more. So I invited him in there. What do you think of him, Sweetcast?
I don't know him real well. Actually, that was the first time that I was introduced to him is when you sort of sent us a line. And so I started following him, and I know he's got reviews on there. He's really comfortable, which I don't know. For me, that has taken me a while to get used to just recording myself and talking to nobody. I don't know. It definitely takes some practice. So yeah, he does really well for how few videos he has.
Yeah. You know what? I remember when I first started my channel, there's this very awkward thing where you're like, okay, I'm going to be talking into my iPhone to nobody. And it really is weird. Like it does feel strange at first. And, you know, it takes a while. After a little while, it becomes second nature. I go back and listen to my older videos. Sweetcast, by next year, you're going to you're going to sound like a completely different person.
That's what I'm hoping.
Well,
I've got some awkward video. They're connected with my actual identity. I don't know. I'm like, part of me, if I come out as to who I really am, I've got some kind of funny early stuff when I was even more awkward than I am now. But for now, I guess it'll be a hidden gem.
yeah, no, I don't find you to be awkward at all. I find you to be soft spoken, which I was too. I mean, my early videos, I'm like, hey, yeah, welcome to Comic Artist Press Secrets. Start to cry a little bit out of nerves.
Yeah.
No, you know, and over time you just kind of get, I don't know, you find your way. And I tell my wife all the time, I'm the happiest when I'm on YouTube. I'm at my best when I'm just talking live stream, you know, to friends and subscribers on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. So Ash on Comics, Gateway into Comics, absolutely fantastic. Also, taking a look at 3D Robin, who is just killing me. This guy, 3D Robin, is the guy who's doing the Cyberpunk video game, and I don't know if you, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I actually played the video game live on the air. Did you guys? Oh, hi Ava, how you doing?
Hi guys.
Welcome. I was about to get to you in a second. I'm introducing all the new voices in our little ComicsGate like junior room, you know, the new room.
Yeah.
And so you're on the list. But this guy, 3D Robin, he's working on a Cyberfrog game, and it's just so stellar. It looks like it should have come out around 1998 or 2000. Like it's old tech, but I don't even know what you would call it because I'm not much of a gamer. But it certainly does align with what I think of because I'm like, as video games. The new stuff that's coming out now, the PS4 and everything. My son's like, "Do you want to play Dead Rising 8 or whatever?" And I'm like, "No, Dead Rising 1 and 2. That's enough for me." Dead Rising 8 blows my mind, I'm sure there isn't one yet. But Dead Rising 4 or 5, whatever, too big. It's too expansive. I'm limited to this. But anyway, he does a great job. And he did a video game. There's this one sequence in the Cyberfrog video game that he's making where Cyberfrog goes up to an arcade game in an abandoned store. And you can press X and then he takes the joystick. And he's like, I'm going to be inserting a video game in there. And I was like, oh, cool. And so He did. He made something called Pie Man, and it's Pac-Man with a nose like mine, and he's got my goatee and everything. And he goes around going pies, 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 and he eats all the pies. And you can play it. You know, it's a Pac-Man clone. And by the way, my family are the ghost monsters that chase me around. He made Andrea, he made Ava, he made Hunter, he made Kaylee, and they turn into pies when you eat the pie power pellet. And then I have to eat my family, which is upsetting, but funny.
That game was so funny. It was cute.
Yeah, he did a good job, and I just he like 3D Robin. He's like, I'm really sorry if I offended you, but are you kidding me? You're hilarious. So like Robin, if you're listening, you never offend me. Your stuff is awesome and funny, and thank you for doing it. So we had Cyberfrog actually punch the arcade. He added that animation and destroy the arcade. He's great. Also Sweetcast, obviously, and then Ava Marie, Comic Girl Ava. She was ComicsGate Girl or CG Girl or something like that, but she changed her account. Now she's at Comic Girl Ava. How's your channel doing, Ava? Are you producing a lot of content?
Yeah, I've just been kind of really random and doing little live streams here and there with my husband. It's been fun. Yeah, it's going all right.
I haven't watched one of your videos yet. Like any.
Oh, ouch, that hurts.
I know. I'm really sorry. I'm working on a documentary. I'm working on making a documentary, and then I'm working on Cyberfrog. I haven't had a chance to watch your videos. I do watch Sweetcast videos. Like I'll watch maybe one out of every 3
Sweetcast,
of his.
you've been producing some really good stuff, man.
Thank you. I've been working on it so much. It's like I'm not sleeping, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like you have very good ideas.
Thanks.
He certainly does. Ava, so what kind of stuff are you talking about on your channel?
It's kind of been mixed between whatever I had picked up throughout the week and been reading, and just doing little reviews on that, and then also just kind of going over some topics that's important, like to both my husband and I. So like, you know how there's that faith comic that's out there, and there's a whole big body positivity movement and that, and I don't know, I'm talking about how there's like a lot of problems with some feminism.
Why do they do that? What is this body positivity thing? Why? I don't understand it. Like I want people to like themselves, but I mean, I'm overweight and I know it's not good.
Steve, at least you know it's not good, and so the thing is, you have that choice, and you decide whether or not you care to change it or not, but at least you know it's unhealthy, whereas this body positivity movement is just a way to accept for what you are, so you don't have to change and be like, oh good, I don't have to, I'm good.
Well, and it's not just like you accepting how you look, but then it's you want everybody else to accept how you look, or not just accept it, but celebrate it.
Yeah, it's exactly that. You want everyone else to go and celebrate the fact that you don't want to change to make yourself better.
I really feel like, who do we got in here now?
Oh, you have the Hut here.
No way. Are you Comic Book Hut?
Yes, I am.
Oh, how about that? I've never seen your face before. I like your disguise. Welcome, Comic Book Hut. You are the other newbie in the chat that I want to introduce to everyone. Let me just explain. If you are somebody who listens to Mark Levin on the radio, no, Comic Book Hut, don't take this the wrong way, okay? You might take it the wrong way. I don't know. You're a masked man. I'm not sure what to think. If you like Mark Levin on the radio, he is the Mark Levin of comics. He sounds just like him. He's got the same kind of inflections, and he's so much fun to listen to. Again, like some of these new ComicsGate channels that are coming up, the YouTube critics, these are guys that did kind of, I think, come out listening to Doug Ernst and Captain Cummings and your boy Zach. Yeah, they're really going off in their own directions. Nobody's trying to, this crop that I have here, nobody is imitating anyone like any of these other voices that we already have. They're all brand new. They're all original. And the fresh perspectives that are coming from them are absolutely fantastic. So welcome, Comic Book Hut. Comic Book Hut, what do you think of this body positivity movement in comics? Books like Faith, et cetera, et cetera. What does that mean? What is it for? What is it doing?
Well, I've been thinking about this today, actually. This whole thing, it all goes back to this, all goes back to feminism. They have these 4 tropes. I'm not going to go into all of them, But one of the things they sort of denounce is this idea of beauty. And because they denounce that idea of beauty, they want to break down the things that we all have these standards for. And because of that, they push these things on everybody. Now, Diversity in Comics mentioned this the other day, that superheroes are supposed to be super. Everything they do is exaggerated. So now all these creators are denouncing all that and basically trying to take it apart. So, but also what they want to do, and it's one of the things I've been thinking about, is all these different eras of the comic book industry that started in the 30s and then went to the 50s, to where you have the beginnings of the comic book industry, which was Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, and then we went to the Barry Allen Flash, and then it goes into the Marvel history of comic books. What they want now is they want it to be the final version of comic books. That's why they keep talking about progressivism from those original characters, that this is the end game. Do they know that once these books are put out, that that's the end of it?
That's the end of comics. Antonio, what do you think of all that?
Not so much the end of I'm sorry, not so much the end of comic books, but it's the progressive end to it. That these stories will be the last stories, and that these stories will go on forever. That progressivism is the end game. And that,
right.
That it's not about the individual anymore. All these characters have all been about the individual. But what they want is they denounce the individual. So what you have is just about the group, about how you look, how you talk, and what you believe in.
That's right. Mike Jenkins, thanks for $1.99. He calls you the cheeseburglar. He said the cheeseburglar dropping science. Well, it's not the cheeseburglar, it's the hamburglar. But yeah, you didn't mask is a little hamburglery. Antonio, what do you think of body positivity in comics? What is the purpose of it? Why are they doing it?
Well, I don't know. I've thought about that a lot, actually, because I actually didn't reveal the fact that David was a big fat guy for a while. And then we, as we went along and, and started creating more of the character development and art and stuff like that, then people started to see that David, he turns into this big hulking guy, but he's a fat guy. He's a fat guy. He's a beekeeper. You know what I'm saying? So he's just a fat, nerdy guy. And then he turns into something, it's like this big alpha male type character. So I kind of wanted, I wanted a guy that looked like me. I've talked about, different issues I've had as far as weight. And, I wanted to be myself turned into like a big alpha male type character. So that's why
the guy changes into something else. Like he starts out like heavy, but he becomes like Shazam.
Yeah, David, he's like, say, about 5'9", 5'10", and he turns into this big hulking brute of a, look like a big fullback football player. That's so all the promotional art that we've shows David in the like transformed version. But, that was something that I didn't want to reveal at first.
So why do you have him transform into that kind of body? Like, why don't you just keep him the same?
Because, I mean, it's just, he's like, he's a regular, he has his normal identity. That's his normal secret identity, I guess. And then he would transform into this, other guy. And obviously I'll have some plot points that kind of tie that up, because there's things in his past. And let's say that someone might be looking for the alpha version and not realize that the person that they're looking for is actually very close to them.
Yeah, well, I mean, and also, see what you've done is you've taken the Shazam, Captain Marvel archetype story. Superheroes are supposed to be power fantasies. Okay, it's like this is the difference between what progressives, what these SJWs are doing to comics, and what comics traditionally are. I mean, superheroes are supposed to be aspirational. They're not supposed to reflect the sad world that we live in and the sad state of our own affairs. as much as they are supposed to say, hey, we can be better. Wouldn't it be better if we could do this and that and this and that? So the idea of having a character who is hefty and who is able to transform into something that's better is a superhero fantasy. It's a power fantasy. It's appealing to people. Books like Faith, I'm not sure who they're for.
Well, see, that's what I'm getting at, is the fact that with Faith, she just stays the same. You know, she doesn't really transform. Whereas you're saying that, you know, your character does transform. And so I was curious, like, the mindset that you were thinking of with doing that, you know?
It's awesome.
When you were describing this transformation, I was thinking about the Hulk and Bruce Banner. And, of course, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's very similar.
I mean, that's the thing. It's all, you know, it's all like the Hulk was Shazam all over again. I mean, it's people who are weak in one way, because we're all weak in some way, who transform into superheroes. And that's the thing. I was watching this thing that I think Umbrella Guy put out about Lion Forge Comics, and Gail Simone is involved in this, so you know it's going to be great. Lion Forge Comics has some good ideas. But then again, they're not pitching them in a way that, you know, they're not pitching these comics to people as power fantasies, escapist fantasies. They're pitching them like, you'll be a good person if you buy this comic. Like, our hero has Down syndrome. Our hero has Down syndrome, and he's, well,
and if you don't buy it, then you hate them all.
That's right. Like, why don't you like Down syndrome people? Well, I do. They're nice. I just don't like. I'd much rather read like something like Warhammer 40K. I'd much rather read something badass and cool that takes me out of my own limited circumstances and makes me feel makes me wish that I could do that. Like, I don't know if I want to read a comic book, no offense, about somebody struggling with Down syndrome and yet being heroic. It's a noble thought, but it's not going to sell comic books to people who are buying comic books for pleasure or fun. It just isn't. And that's something that these guys, these weirdos, these SJWs are going to have to learn. Welcome Art T Bear to the chat. Hello.
Hey guys, ladies.
Hi.
I want to introduce everybody. We've got 951 people watching now. And the reason why, I called this chat ComicsGate Live ? Because as you all know, ComicsGate Live, exclamation mark ×3 is dead. It's dead. And yet, I do want to use this particular show to introduce a bunch of new kind of, I call them all new ComicsGate Junior, new young voices in comic book criticism and hopefully eventually creation. I mean, it would be great if they wanted to actually branch out and write comics. I know Sweetcast is thinking about it. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, it's coming. I'm writing right now.
All right. Sweetcast is totally awesome. His channel is insightful. I mean, honestly, good clickbait titles. And he's focused on making comics better, making ComicsGate better, making it work. Really good criticism, really good ideas. You should subscribe to Sweetcast. Absolutely. And then we've got Comic Book Hut, who is one of my favorite new channels. I love Comic Book Hut.
Thank you.
It's great. I don't want to see your face though. Click off. I wanted you to be a man of mystery. It took me so long to see Mark Levin's face, and I just liked his voice so much, and your voice is similar. Zach told me this a while ago. Comic Book Hut. Now, Ava, this doesn't apply to you, but it applies to all of us guys. Okay. Zach said, nobody wants to look at a guy. And I said, what do you mean? I didn't know what he meant. He's like, it's gross. Nobody wants to look at a guy. I mean, unless you're extraordinarily, like, unless you're Brad Pitt, nobody wants to look at a guy. I said, oh. He's like, yeah, just use your voice. You know, you can use your thumb. Don't use your thumb, Ethan. I said, I have to. So I got stuck with that. I mean, you guys can see my mutated, deformed toe thumbs. But for the most part, yeah, like, just being a voice is way, way, way more powerful than being a face. But girls, absolutely. Girls should definitely show their faces at all times.
Well, this is my first live stream I've ever done with anybody.
Click the camera icon.
Okay.
Click the camera icon and turn it off, and let's see what your logo looks like. There you go. All right. Now, Hut. Now you are the Hut. You are a man of mystery. You know, you don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to do anything like that. You can stay anonymous and just be your voice.
Okay.
Yeah. So subscribe to Comic Book Hut. This guy is funny. I would love to see you get over 1,000 subscribers. I think you're on the verge right now of doing that. If you, where are you at anyway?
I want to say I really appreciate you inviting me on here. I know that you'd asked me about a month ago or 2 months ago, whatever it was, but because I was using my phone at the time, I hadn't used my computer. I just want to thank you for inviting me again.
No, dude, you're going to be invited all the time. So, you know, get used to it. And it's my pleasure. I like I said, I'm enjoying your content. It's really helping me work. And it's kind of, the thing about it is, Ava, and by the way, everyone subscribe. What is your channel called?
It's Comic Girl Ava.
Comic Girl Ava. Is Comic Girl one word or two words?
Yeah.
One word.
Oh, it's just one word, I believe. I don't even know.
Look up Comic Girl Ava and you'll find her. Star Wars Junk says this is offensive and sexist. I'm off to talk to Amanda Ward. Ew. All right. So now I just completely lost my train of thought, which is weird for me because usually my train of thought is right on the rails. It usually is. Anyway, everyone subscribe to ComicsGate or Comic Girl Ava. That would be great. Now, here's what it is. Here's what I was trying to say. We're so used to the same voices over and over again. I mean, you know, people do listen to Doug Ernst and they listen to, you know, diversity in comics and all of this. And we really do need to encourage young voices to come in and with new ideas. We do. ComicsGate is a philosophy. It's not a community. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to kill these people who talk about ComicsGate being a community.
Yes.
I'm going to get a machine. I need a big Tommy gun like Stanley talked about. Line them all up, mow them down.
The trebuchet.
Yeah, the trebuchet. That's right. All right. Yeah. In any case, we need young, fresh voices. So subscribe to Comic Girl Ava. Subscribe to Sweetcast. Subscribe to the Comic Book Hut. Is it the Comic Book Hut? Let me
Yes, the Comic Book Hut, and I am the Hut.
And you are the Hut. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So everyone subscribe to them and let's kind of grow this community. Let's listen to their ideas and stuff like that. And I just called it a community. Here's why community is poisonous. I've been thinking about this all like week because this is going to be a big part of the documentary that I'm making. We all say community. We all talk about it. It just comes right out of your mouth. You talk about community. Now, in the 1950s, community meant your neighborhood. You know, it meant everybody pulling together to make sure that our neighbors are all okay. Nowadays, and Sweetcast, tell me if I'm wrong about this. Do you notice the word community being used a lot, like in an inappropriate way?
Yeah, it has evolved. It really, any online group of people, they're calling it a community. And I've made so many videos about ComicsGate, and that to me, it's a movement. It's a movement of ideas, and therefore it can't last. And that's not a popular thing to say, but it's the truth. So what we make of it is really the important thing.
Yeah, you know, I think it will last as long as there's something to push against, you know, or until everyone gives up, until everyone realizes that we've decided it's futile. But I think as long as more and more people come in and try to affect change, it's going to last that long. You know, when we have people like Dave McKean getting his book canceled because NPC said we find the idea of a suicide bomber being educated in a library and deciding maybe he shouldn't be a suicide bomber. We find that offensive. We think that this book shouldn't come out. This is Dave McKean. This isn't me doing this book. There's no reason to do this. There's no ideological reason to punish Dave McKean and not let his work come out. As long as things like that are happening in the comic book industry, there has to be a ComicsGate.
Right, and it's not the interesting thing about ComicsGate is we're not some monolithic, like we don't all think alike. We're not a commune. and I think a lot of people on the fringe left, they like to picture things that way, and they want to work together, and that's why they end up looking a lot like NPCs. But in ComicsGate, I mean, we have so many varying opinions, and it really is just a reaction to the extreme politics on their end. So yeah, I think you're right. There's going to be a counterbalance, but whatever hashtag that's being used, that will change over time.
Oh, inevitably, huh? You know, I mean, it's just, but the idea of a community, I really think that this is all part of the scheme. Now, if I am a conspiracy theorist, Art, you have to let me know.
No, you're not.
All right. So here's what I think happens. Now, how do you collectivize individuals? You didn't used to be able to do this, but how can you get on the internet, and how can you collectivize people who are individuals first, and people who are weak, people who are weak for the most part? Well, you find a group of fans. Now, I'm a Star Wars fan. I've always loved Star Wars. I've always loved Star Wars since I was 3 years old. So I'm a Star Wars fan. Never at any point did I think I was part of the Star Wars fan community. I never thought of that. I've been a comic book fan since I was 12. Never at any point did I think that I was part of the comic book fan community, or the comic book, even being a comic book creator. I never thought I was part of a community. I thought I was an individual working within an industry. And yet this word community pops up. If you find that you are a fan of, and I've said that I use this one before, He-Man. I'm a He-Man fan, and I go online and I realize, hey, there are other He-Man fans, and they have message boards and everything, and we get together every night and we talk about He-Man. Suddenly, they're telling me I'm part of the He-Man fan community. Now, what comes with being a community? Obligations. You
get wrapped together with other people, then you're never individual anymore. Everyone becomes one.
And that is fairly easy to control.
It's like a cult.
It becomes a cult.
That's why they were doing all that comics is for everybody. It was like a cult-like chant that they were all doing. It was the most ridiculous thing. And it was going down the line from Coolest Joe Quesada to the eyebrow Scott Schneider, all the way down. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Everyone respond. Everyone chant this.
You know what's interesting that I noticed the last couple of days is President Bush passing away. And I went online, I checked on Twitter. None of them said anything about him. And a lot of it had to do with their hatred for George W. Bush. The only person that actually two people I saw that mentioned anything about President Bush was Brad Meltzer, who wrote something nice about him, and Koala Bear Kurt Busiek, who wrote something very vile and nasty about him. But everybody else was quiet, because they didn't want to say anything nice about the father. Because if they said anything nice about the father, then they all would have went after them and said, "Well, he's the father of George W. Bush, the horrible human being that he was," according to them.
Yeah. And people are very careful when you're in a community. People are very careful about not saying the wrong thing, because you will be ostracized. This video that I'm making right now, I started out making this video documentary called Star Wars, SJW Star Wars Fandom Sex Scandal. And I initially started to make it just thinking, okay, like, I'm going to go after these guys who are male feminists who are abusing women. Like, that was my initial thought. And as I make this documentary, I've come to a bunch of other realizations about what's going on here. And yeah, they are male feminists, and yeah, they are scum. But they bought into a community. Who runs that community? Well, there are a bunch of feminists who run that community. Men in any of these fandom communities have absolutely no power whatsoever, because community hierarchies, and there is a hierarchy. Charles Manson's in here.
John, I don't see what's wrong with a family and a community, Ethan. I'm about it.
John, you got to take that down. That's freaking me out, dude. It's too real. That is too real. Kyung Lee's in here too. Welcome, Kyung. We got a nice.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, it's great to have you here. So the topic, what I want to talk to you guys about. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you, John. Please. Oh God, that was weird. The topic tonight
Fantastic.
is community. All right. So what is a community? What does it mean? Why do they do this? Why do anti-comic skaters especially talk about community and being a part of a community? And John, I mean, do you remember was it Joe Quesada who said, why don't you respect your peers? Or what was the word he used?
Yeah, he was saying something about, the creative community, the comics
there you go.
community. Yeah.
Yeah, John, stand up, stand beside the professional community.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
it's all cult like BS. Yeah, I mean, we're just people who work, happen to draw, and happen to have a love of comics, but that doesn't mean I have to get in line with Joe Quesada's views of right and wrong.
Right.
Well, that's the problem with it, right? Because they want to make it seem like it's inclusive, but at the same time, they judge others and ostracize or, try to stop other people's books or other people's voice. It's pretty weird.
Well, not to mention there's never a redemption angle with these people. I mean, you can apologize and they'll jump down your throat for other things. You can never atone for any type of wrongdoing.
Because
the
you have
apology
to always
is a sign
be
of
wrong.
weakness.
Yeah. Apology means apology is you kind of signing. It's like signing a confession. That's what an apology is within this kind of community.
It's the original sin of the Church of
Yeah.
Social Justice.
They already know that you're wrong, according to them. You don't need to go and just, try to come off better for it.
The apology
want
is
you to come off
accepting
better.
liability.
Yeah. Well, I as I'm going along with this, I'm coming to these realizations and what SJWs do, and this is why all of these gates are happening. You notice SJWs coming in and shitting up, to quote Mr. Medicare, communities like video games, comic books, Star Wars communities. Okay, they're building communities and they're shitting up these fandoms. They're shitting up these IPs, these hobbies. Star Wars, Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer 40K, Doctor Who is being destroyed right now, and it's pretty diabolical because again, in order to find a group of people to lead around, you have to find a group of people that bear one thing in common, and then collectivize them. So you come into comics and you say, "This is a comic book community. We're a comic book community." And then, you make them feel like they belong something to it, and then they're responsible for it and have obligations to it.
But then they fail to mention that you have two multi-billion-dollar corporations that are behind these communities. That's the funny thing. You have Disney and you have AT&T that are running these two companies.
Yeah, well, they go in there and they're subverting those as well. That's on a different level. They're subverting those companies towards social justice too. But you've got to get the fans in line because the fans are a voting bloc, and that's something. You want the fans to all speak uniformly, and you need every now and then you need to punish someone. You need to punish somebody who gets out of line. It's a witch trial. You need to actually set an example and say this is going to happen to you.
Let me ask you something. When you started out in the industry, how has it changed from when you started to where it is when you left a few months ago? When did you really start to notice the change?
You know what? Like I didn't really. Let me think. I started to see some really strange things happen. I remember vividly watching people. I think the Spider Woman thing, the cover by Milo Manera, really freaked me out. That's when I started to notice that things had changed. And then immediately it happened again with
Laughing at you.
Scott Campbell.
God, this other picture here.
What?
Who's this? Is this the John Mayland's picture?
What? Hellbot guy, yeah.
Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
Let's just put more cult leaders up there. That guy Applewhite, he really did look like that guy was very photogenic. You know what I mean? He looks like a cartoon. He should have been on television in the 1960s. That guy.
Lost in Space.
Yeah. He looks just like that guy.
Yeah. They were And they were all for castration too. So, you know, maybe we can just get everyone to just start cutting off their, you know, stuff and be a part of the community.
You first.
You first.
Yeah, the leaders
Hard
need to start
pass.
first. Sorry.
Don't dare John, because he will. I mean, you know, we've already established John is willing to do pretty much anything to become a werewolf.
Yeah.
He'll do anything, I should say.
That's true. And I do have a new product. It's called Wolf Milk.
Drink the milk.
Yeah.
Or avoid
So,
it like the plague.
The John Malin Labs have been hard at work on this new high T protein drink.
Soy
It
milk.
can also be taken as a suppository too.
Yeah.
Hashtag Wolfpack, but keep that milk away from me.
Hey, John, I told people the other day.
Oh no.
Yeah, I did. I told people. So
Oh,
I
what'd you
just
tell me?
I said John Malin's coming along with me. I want to publish Graveyard Shift at All Caps Comics.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Yay.
All
You're like the last to know that he told everyone.
I was talking about, well, here's why it happened. I was like, no, the idea of ComicsGate is for all these guys to build their own, like, you know, these guys to build their own little publishing houses. Like I want, you know, Mike Miller to build one and Doug TenNapel and John as a matter of fact, you know, John Malin, I think is going to come with me. So it just felt like the right time to say something. But yeah, I want John Malin. Graveyard Shift is another one of these properties that,
Fantastic.
you know, it's so good. I mean, it just is so good, and it's a great idea. It's an idea that I wish I came up with. So, you know, I want to publish it next year.
What's going to be the first book that you publish through All Caps?
Cyberfrog. Cyberfrog #1. Which is, you know, I mean, listen, Cyberfrog Blood Honey it's a graphic novel that is actually going to be the first 3 issues of Cyberfrog. So when Cyberfrog Blood Honey is finished and everything, I'm just breaking it up into 3 parts, and I'm going to release Cat Spankers through All Caps Comics. I'm going to distribute them, you know, through Diamond and everything like that. So, yeah, Graveyard Shift is just awesome.
Well, if you don't mind, Ethan, we need to talk. I'd like to hear about this All Caps.
Okay, well, sure, absolutely, we can definitely talk. So it's, you know, listen, the whole thing is just for people to get out there and do their own companies, do their own little publishing houses.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I think
Yeah.
that's what,
So and Graveyard Shift, I'm sure will be, you know, a good asset and be treated very well with All Caps. So. Yeah, get excited, everyone. Volume 2 will be launching in the springtime or early summer. Yeah, under All Caps.
Absolutely awesome. I can't wait, John. It's going to be badass. And again, and it'll be all new material. I think, you know, you'll be drawing from now. I want to do a cover or a pinup or something. I want to draw your characters. I just think they're damn great and really cool.
That's
Somebody in the
awesome.
chat says, "Isn't Cyberfrog Blood Honey only 48 pages? That's 2 floppies." No, see that it's Cyberfrog 1998 is actually like 20 something pages on its own, and it's all original. And then Blood Honey is 48 pages, so it ends up being 3 issues, and 1998 leads into Blood Honey. So that is the plan. Amazing Shitlord says, "I'm so pumped for Graveyard Shift."
Awesome. Yeah. Very excited, man. The first campaign went extremely well, and I'm sure the second one is going to do even better. So, I mean, we got a lot of good content coming out. We are doing a talent search to help provide more material. So I'm looking for ComicsGate community members. If you are an artist or know an artist, use the hashtag ComicsGate talent search and attach in, you know, 4 or 5 samples of sequential art, and you can be part of Volume 2 for Graveyard Shift.
Still looking for writers as well?
Oh, yep, and writers. If you're a writer, you need to contact Mark Bolton. He's the co-creator at Coney Waves, KONIWAVES @gmail.com. So send in a PDF or webcomic, whatever you have, some kind of published material his way, and he'll be looking over those and trying to find 2 writers. So 2 writers and 2 artists.
What are you doing? Are you trying to do more Graveyard Shift books that you're not drawing, or what's the plan?
Yeah, we're gonna
Going to pie.
we're gonna fatten up the second volume. So we're gonna make it instead of just 50 by me, it's going to be an additional 60 pages.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be a big fat book for volume 2. So we're trying to take the profits that we used from the first one and pushing that into getting the second one even more material. So we will have 20 of those. We're planning. I think it's going to be like an epilogue to the main story, and then we will look and what we're going to do with the other 40 pages.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I wonder if I should do that too.
That's a fantastic idea.
I'd like to get Narwhal to do a little Cyberfrog stuff. He does a really good Cyberfrog. Yeah, some other people. I mean, it's that might be fun. Actually, using ComicsGate talent to do little short stories. You know.
Yeah. Well, I figure they have to be ComicsGate because they have to understand what they're getting into at this point in time with the hostility of the mainstream comics and even independent comics towards ComicsGate. So you have to know what you're in for to be working on Graveyard Shift.
Gonna get a target painted on your back.
Yeah. Yep. So we are looking for people that are ComicsGate. So no one acts like they didn't know what they're getting in for, or come back on me in a bad way. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of something to actually announce that you're ComicsGate is, first of all, like once you're ComicsGate, how do you not be ComicsGate anymore? I've heard some people say things like, "I'm not ComicsGate anymore." I don't know how that happens. ComicsGate is simply a matter of being red pilled. It's like once you're red pilled, can you go back? I don't. What do you delude yourself? I don't understand how you cannot be ComicsGate once you're ComicsGate.
Well, it's like that.
I don't know.
It's like that quote.
It's like you see what is out there, and do you really want to go back from it?
Right. I mean, it's like how does the quote go? When the world is full of universal deceit, speaking the truth is revolutionary. I mean, you can't become a revolutionary and then just decide
you
I'm
just
going to conform again.
You can't go back after that.
You're like, no thanks.
No one will have you back either. Even if you
right.
The rabbit hole.
Everyone's now coming down on me in the chat and saying, "You said that, Ethan." Did I say that? I think I was kind of like, I don't think I'm a part of the movement, even though I adhere to ComicsGate ideals. I think I'm just a supplier who believes in ComicsGate. And then I went, no, screw that. I am ComicsGate. But at no point did I ever say I am not ComicsGate, or I don't believe in ComicsGate. It's just ComicsGate is just kind of having your eyes open to the fact that left wingers have taken over comics. Now, there was some question about like suppliers versus customers, but I think that kind of got answered over time. It's just a strange thing to be like, I'm aware that comics have been infiltrated by SJWs, and then the next day be like, I am not aware. So once your eyes have been open to that, you're in. How can you deny it? You're kind of in it for good. And at that point, yeah, come on over and let's see what, if you are a creator, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do together, or even just let's see if we can support, you doing something good yourself. All right, let me read some super chats here. James Dean Creative Conflict says, "Tell the crowd thanks for backing Conflict today." All right, well, thanks, James Dean. Thanks you for backing his Indiegogo campaign, Conflict. Pocket Jacks Comics says, "Guinevere and the Divinity Factor launches December 10th. Look forward to doing the show." That is a good book. Pocket Jacks, yes, stay in touch with me because I will forget your name and I'll forget your book. I'm telling you of my own old man weaknesses. Stay in touch with me. Ride me about that because I did look at Guinevere and the Divinity Factor and I said, oh, yeah, this is good. We want to support this. All right, so a $5 donation, message retracted. Mike Jenkins, thanks for $1.99. The Cheese Burglar, dropping science. Gateway into Comics says, "Is there a trick to joining? I'm a newbie." Gateway into Comics, all you have to do is click the link. He's talking about joining the chat. You have to have Google Hangouts and a set of headphones, essentially, and you can just click the link and you're in. But you might not be able to get in now. I think the chat might be full.
He's in it.
Oh, he is in it?
He's at least I'm looking at his icon. So.
Gateway, are you here?
I'm in right now, but I'm having a huge delay. I'm not really sure.
Oh, Gateway, are you the white icon with the? I don't know what it is. It's a clock or something, and
Japanese
lettering. Yeah. All right. It's good to have you here. I'm glad you figured it out.
A true
yeah.
I certainly am, and I'm actually not at home. I'm actually at my work computer, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you know what you should do is invest in a Blue Yeti microphone. I think they're about $90, and a good set of headphones so that you can actually talk during the live streams and sound pretty good. There's the delay.
I have a great microphone at home. I really do.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. Classic Comics says, so when is the McRib coming back? He's asking that of you, Comic Book Hut. What do you think?
Oh, jeez, I have no idea.
I thought it already came back, man.
Yeah, it's out right now.
Actually did. Yeah, it is. They got a special.
It did, and it looks just as shitty as it did before.
It's so
Those
disgusting.
things are delicious.
Why do people? Do you think it's good? Why do people?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh.
It's molded meat.
It's not real.
It's
like,
not. No, it is definitely not real, but it tastes divine.
Oh my gosh!
Like the
it's
old
so
chicken McNuggets before they actually went to press and said there's actually very little chicken in the chicken McNuggets, and then they came up with this real chicken nugget that doesn't have the flavor. Whatever that fake chicken nugget was, it was delicious.
Yeah, it was just dark meat. I mean, it was, but I mean, they changed it to all like white meat. I think the chicken McNuggets are better now. Ava eats them all the time. I'm going to McDonald's.
No,
Oh,
I
God.
don't.
No, not you. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. I know.
Ava, by the way, is my daughter from the future. She's Ava all grown up, as it turns out.
And she provides future ComicsGate content.
Yeah. I hope the McRib never comes back ever again.
Well, then you mean you wanted to go back away?
Yeah, let it go away, and it's okay. Sunset the McRib. I think when people talk about liking the McRib, I don't know. Honestly, it's the worst thing I've ever had, and I've had some bad things. But Antonio likes it, so if Antonio likes it, I guess that's okay.
I eat unhealthily though, so that has been established. So,
well,
I just had a Big Mac earlier, so that's all right.
Yeah. I love it.
All right. I had a Chick-fil-A sandwich today, so I'm
See,
yeah,
we're all on the McDicks today.
I can't talk.
I had chicken nuggets for the first time yesterday in, I don't know, 20 years. They were pretty good.
Chicken nuggets, yeah. You know what? I always have them. This is so sad about my family. My family was so poor that we never went out to eat because I had 8 brothers and sisters, so we weren't going out to eat. And even going to McDonald's was, an expensive venture for my family. But when we decorated the Christmas tree, my dad would go out and he would get 4 boxes of 20 McNuggets and all the dipping sauces, and then 7-Up and everything, and that would be and Andrew's like, why do you associate chicken McNuggets with Christmas? I'm like, I don't know, it's not good, but I do. It's like decorating the Christmas tree and having chicken McNuggets and 7-Up is like Van Skyver Christmas. It's so disgusting.
They still have those big ass boxes of 20 McNuggets, but I'm pretty sure people nowadays don't have it for a family.
I know, I could eat 20 McNuggets by myself, probably. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, those things taste like rubber. They're just gross and chewy.
You guys are talking about the McRib. Does anyone remember the Arch Deluxe?
I do.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because that was the best burger of all time. It was a big financial bomb for them, but I loved the crap out of that burger.
Well, they did the other thing. They did the Big and Tasty, but people started calling it the Big and Nasty, and it went away. The Big and Nasty,
fat and nasty.
Yeah,
I got so sick after eating that one.
I will admit it. I had my birthday party at McDonald's when I was a kid.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Yeah, they used to do those cakes. You'd get a cake there, and it was a cool thing to do, man.
I just resent the hell out of the fact that the McDonaldland family went away. And they did. They made a deliberate choice to go with the "I'm loving it" campaign. How is "I'm loving it"? How is that better in any way than the Fry Guys and Early Bird coming in and I don't know, the McNuggets, Ronald McDonald? How is that better? They killed McDonald's when they did that.
I don't know. There's still some McDonald's like in their drive-thru where they have the different statues, but not
Yeah, but
many
they
have
haven't
them
taken
anymore.
them down. They haven't.
Yeah, because they probably paid a fuck ton for them. Why would they want to go and take them down?
Well, it's an outrage. I remember Christmas commercials of Ronald McDonald ice skating with a little girl.
Oh, that
And
doesn't sound creepy.
Oh
They
yeah.
have those benches with him there, just like sitting there, and like,
yeah,
and you
like
get to sit next to him with this creepy clown face that's like smiling at you.
he's got his arm around you. He's touching you
Yes,
inappropriately. You
yes.
could be sexually harassed by Ronald McDonald.
It's only
yeah,
good for the people with the clown fetish, but other than that, it's not good for anyone else.
But I really resent. I think they never should have gotten rid of all those characters. You can still go back to the 80s and look at 80s McDonald's commercials, and you do want to go to McDonald's. When I see these, I'm loving it, whatever. What is McDonald's doing now anyway? What's their ad?
It's
campaign?
people drinking Coca-Cola and like out of their McDonald's cup and be like, I love it. And like, and they're eating a Big Mac, like, loving it. And that's like
I am loving it.
That's
I am
it. So pretty
loving it.
much they're just selling whoever's eating or drinking.
Fake wood veneers now, and IKEA styling inside. They're trying to be more like a coffee shop, I guess.
Everything's just trying to be modern.
Yeah, I don't like.
Well, I think what they tried to do is they realized that maybe McDonald's their ideal customer base wasn't kids, but it was poor families. So
yeah,
like families on a
still
budget.
is, man. They're like, dollar menu, I guess.
Yeah, it used to be, hey, kids. McDonald's is for kids, and kids bug their parents to go there, and that's our target audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, they decided no, it's for like low income families, and that's when the I'm loving it and everything came out, and
that's when they stopped doing birthday cakes for kids. They're like, fuck it.
Yeah,
got rid of the pictures.
I don't think it's better. I don't think it's a better. I don't think they
comes
were
off
right
more
about
sterile. I don't, it doesn't come off as fun.
that. Yeah.
No, it's blind. Like I lived in Washington a few years ago, and when I moved to the new neighborhood, they had one of the old school McDonald's, like with the statues and everything outside, and the drive-through window was like this tiny little thing. But it was like I stepped in there, it was like stepping back into my childhood. It was like a relic, and it was awesome. But then that year, they tore it down, and then they built a new McDonald's, and it's so bland and generic.
Yeah.
I was just like, the soul was gone.
Sayonara says, rest in peace, Grimace. Yeah,
exactly.
What was Grimace?
The purple guy.
It has this purple
to Barney.
fat blob.
Yeah.
He was non-binary.
Did he evolve? Comic book has a point. Did he evolve into Barney? Like, is it evolutionary? Like he was a single-celled animal and he became a dinosaur? Because they both giggled feeble-mindedly and shook back and forth. They could have been the same character.
Maybe it was like the cousin of Cookie Monster or something.
Yeah.
I think he grew a beard and now he's a mascot for what hockey team is that again? He switched.
Grimace or something. Grim.
Flyers.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that orange thing.
Yeah, freaky looking homeless.
He's so creepy
thing.
looking.
What the hell? By the way, people are saying Antonio equals Grimace. That's what Ro Kabir Kumar had to say. Antonio, I don't think you're Grimace.
I don't either. I'm not purple.
No, I don't think you're Grimace at all. If we were to cast ComicsGate as McDonald's characters, though. First of all, if we were to cast ComicsGate as McDonald's characters, Nasser would be all 6 chicken McNuggets.
Oh,
You remember them?
Yes.
They're in a tray and they're giggling and being annoying. That's Nasser. That's Nasser. I would be. I want to be Mayor McCheese.
I was gonna be Mayor McCheese.
That's who you want to be? No, you're. I think you are Grimace.
Damn you, Ethan.
I think you are.
I will be Grimace.
In this analogy, John Malin is Ronald McDonald. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. He's the Hamburglar.
Yeah, I want to be the Hamburglar, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wanted to be the Hamburglar.
Who's the other cheeseburger? You've got the McDonaldland picture up there, John. Who's that other
He's the
douchebag?
cop. Yeah, I forget his name. Big Mac something.
Really? Well, I need to know who he is.
Yeah, let me. I'll look it up.
Yeah, because I remember there being 2 hamburger head douchebbags, and one of them was, and the other one was a Big Mac guy, but I don't really know what his name was.
There was some girl kind of bird as well, I thought.
Yeah, Early Bird.
Yeah. Okay, and then I see those like 3 little pom pom like things at the bottom too. Yeah.
Yeah, those were the Fry Guys, and
Those were the
Nasser
Fry
could
Guys?
have been the
Okay.
Fry Guys too. Nasser is just whatever is shaking a lot and annoying you and saying gibberish. That's Nasser. It might be the Fry Guys. Yeah, he might be the Fry Guys. But no, Early Bird represented breakfast. She was the breakfast mascot. I remember vividly when Early Bird first showed up in the first commercial. It was like, it's Early Bird, and I was like, ew. And she's yellow, got like hair on her
Annoying
head.
everyone.
All I know is that like I'd probably be the only one I'd fit for that because it's the only girl pretty much out of them. But I am not a morning person. I would be like the crankiest Early Bird ever.
Yeah, you might not be. It doesn't matter. We don't have to take gender into this. We really don't. You don't have to
be
be
a little
just
Fry Guy.
Officer
Fry
Big
Guy. They're
Mac.
cute.
Fry
his,
Gal.
Big Mac.
his name was Officer Big Mac. What was his
Yes.
problem?
I don't know.
What was his mental? They're all mentally ill. What was his mental illness?
I don't know.
Razdoc says EVS is too puppet judgy. You might be right.
Who's the old guy with the beard? Who is that?
Professor McDonald's.
Ah,
That guy's
the hell?
creepy. I don't remember him.
And discontinued.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me
Parents
get.
had outrage from that guy, probably.
the captain was the fish sandwich, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Filet-O-Fish. Why would you? Oh, look at Ronald there. My God, that's from hell. Look at Ronald McDonald's face. His eyebrows are drawn on wrong, and they're way too high. And look, he's looking to the side. What are you looking at, dude?
He's got 2 sets of
And all
eyebrows.
the little children.
See, that's the Ronald McDonald from my childhood. That was Ronald McDonald that I grew up with. When the other Ronald McDonald went away and they got that new Ronald McDonald that I think they're still using now, it started creeping me out. I was like, that's not my Ronald McDonald. That's my Ronald McDonald.
I got bad news for you. You know who that Ronald McDonald is? That's Al Roker.
What?
It's Al Roker. Al Roker was Ronald McDonald
No, the
once.
white dude,
No.
man, it's the
Not Al Roker.
That's Al Roker.
That's the weatherman.
No, it's the other guy. It's I know who you're talking about. No, there's the original Ronald McDonald was the weather guy on the Today Show.
What was it like a Walter? Nah, not a Walter.
No.
Willard Scott. Willard Scott was.
And then but that's not
Willard
Willard Scott that's in that picture.
Yes, it is. Look at his face.
No, that's not him. Willard Scott had transitioned over to NBC by the time this guy took over. I wish I could remember this guy's name.
Dude,
this
that's
guy was
Willard
Ronald
Scott.
for like 20 some odd years. Can't remember.
Delving deep into the McDonald's lore.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying. That was like when they actually still had a Burger King. They actually had a Burger King when I was a kid. You know, it used to pop up, and now they just got that weird, huge plastic mask and everything. I was like, not good.
Yeah, I think he's horrifying and horrible. And Willard Scott is okay. I don't mind Willard Scott. Al Roker's got to go, by the way. I was saying this to my wife the other day. Don't take this the wrong way, chat, because I mean, some of you are gonna think like, "What's wrong with Ethan?" I was like, I can't wait until Al Roker dies. I really can't. He looks so awful lately. He looks terrible. Doug TenNapel. Al Roker. Here's the thing, Doug. Yeah. Al Roker told a story about 6-7 years ago about shitting his pants in the White House. And ever since he did that, I've been like, I just hurry up and die. I can't take it. When I see you I saw him at the Thanksgiving Day parade and I smelled him from my TV.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't tell people a story about how he's like, well, I was about to meet with the President Bush. And I had a little gas, so I thought I would just let it go, and I ended up shitting my pants.
You can't trust him, man. You can't trust him.
That's how he lost all that weight.
It must have been huge.
It was after his surgery, I believe.
So he talks about going into the White House men's room. I didn't know. I guess there was a White House men's room for people. He goes in there and he's like, I took all the napkins. I can't take any more of Al Roker after that. Like I see him and I smell him, and the fact that he looks like he's deflating, and then he's got problems with Matt Lauer. He didn't say anything. Enough. Enough.
He turned the White House into the Brown House.
Uh,
I love chat stories. Like when you get together with the guys, it is a race to who has the worst close call story.
What do you got?
With guys.
What do you got?
What do I got?
Yeah, do you have like not the one that you went through?
Well, we're in mixed company, but oh yeah. Well, we know. I mean,
David can take it.
no, don't.
No, not
Please, no.
not in front of the lady.
Girls like poop stories more than anyone. Believe me, it's true.
It's
absolutely
not.
true.
How did you ever get laid?
All right, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story that a comic pro told me once. And Doug, you know who this is. All right, you know who. I'm not going to say who did this, but I'm going to tell you a story that somebody told me in front of Dan DiDio. And when he told this story, when he was done, Dan DiDio looked at him and said, "Why would you ever tell anyone that story?" Okay. So guys, like, all right, I was at a baseball game and I ate like 6 hot dogs. Okay. 6 ballpark hot dogs. And on the way home, I was taking the train home and I wasn't feeling so good in my tummy. My tummy was getting a little rumbly. It was getting a little rumbly and a little gassy. And he's like, I realized, he's like, I went, I tried to expel some gas. And boom, pancake batter filled my pants. I'm on the train sitting in poop and I don't know what to do. And I know that like the train is going to make a stop, in Westchester, in a town in Westchester. And then I remember knowing like when it stops, you got 5 minutes. There's a sporting goods store, like you have to run up the ramp, go into the sporting goods store. I'll buy a pair of sweatpants because there's nothing to do. Like I can't change. And I'll change in the bathroom and everything. I guess I'll just throw my jeans away.
Burn the evidence. Yep.
Right. Exactly. So he's like, so I ran in there, like when the train stopped, I saw sweatsuits on the table, ran in there, grabbed one, paid for it, got back to the train. All right. Nobody smelled me. Nobody noticed me. I was able to get back on the train, went into the men's room, whipped my pants off and threw them out the window. Okay. Threw them out the window.
And that's how Fresno was born, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm cleaning myself up and I open the bag and I bought a sweatshirt.
His pants were already out. I know this. I know who you're talking about now. I've heard that. Yeah.
You've heard this story?
He had to put the sweater on.
Oh my God. Well, you pretty much bought a skirt that day.
Pancake batter.
That's the greatest story ever. Throw the pants out the window first is the greatest story ever.
Is this the guy now known as Shirt Pants? Because I think I know who you're talking about.
It was Mike S. Miller, actually. So,
oh wow,
Japan can't defend himself.
He can't defend himself. He's in Japan. Forget.
Mike's having a good time in Japan. We definitely miss him. No, the story is not about Gail Simone. Somebody in the chat offered that idea. Definitely not. Definitely
we need to call Mike Miller Japants.
All right, hang on. Let me read some more super chats here. Let's see. Sketch Therapy, thanks for $10. Character can start to become more like his transformation slowly, as can Ikari Press. I'm not in military shape anymore. I have a little spare tire, but I can get back into military shape, and I will. So can you, Big Tony. All right. So he wants to get us in fighting shape.
Yeah, you gotta get
real Jack, baby. Gonna get back. Where's Booker T? I haven't seen Booker T in the chat.
I know, me neither. I haven't heard from him in a long time. I'm worried.
We miss you, Booker T. Come back.
You're not looking real jacked.
Yeah, Booker T needs to come back. The chat has not been the same since he left. So that is true. Pocket Jacks Comics says, "Who is willing to review my small indie comics?" A lot of people, probably. Just throw them out there.
I'll do it.
Who said that?
Sweetcast. I'll do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, send it over to Sweetcast and let him review. Panboy Lando Soychild Dong Lover says, "Fantastic stream, Caesar. Needs more Ro Kabir." Well, yeah, definitely. I agree. GOP Gamer, thanks for $20. Hi, Ethan. If you would, take a look at Rowdy Roddy Piper, the Kilted Avenger on Indiegogo. They only have a few hours left, and if they reach their goal, I will pay to have you drawn into the book. Thanks for your time. Everyone go to Indiegogo and look at Rowdy Roddy Piper. If you like wrestling, the Kilted Avenger on Indiegogo and back that project, please. It sounds like a fun book. I don't know how you got the license to do that, but that's cool.
I've had him on my show. He's a big wrestler fan. He's followed wrestling for a long time, became friends with a ton of the wrestling community, and got the rights from Roddy Piper's family.
How about
Dude, that's badass.
Aren't they associated with Pro Wrestling Tees?
Yes. Yeah, that's where he came from apparel, I think, or something. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, go support that comic gods. Let's get him to his goal, please. And Jorge Versetti, have you heard of Mr. Wrestling #2? No, I haven't. Hematlos, thanks for $5. Leftists reframe everything as a community so that they can insert themselves as representatives to further their political goals. Well, yeah, it is. It's basically to build up an army of people who think all the same. That's what it is. That's what a community is. Handlebar Fox says SJWs want an apology for the same reason the Inquisition wanted a confession to justify the burning at the stake that is about to come. Mike Jenkins says reread Frank Miller's Ronin today, or reread it today. Mind blowing. I never read that one. Did you guys? Anybody read Ronin by Frank Miller?
Never caught it. I've only heard good things about it. Never got it myself.
Yeah, I bought it and I never read it. I looked at it and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like the way this looks as much as Daredevil. So I didn't read it. Render Contender. When they make us a community, they can straw man us more easily. James Dean, Creative Conflict. Malin, thanks for having me on your show, man.
Oh, you're welcome.
David de Bergerac gives me $10 just to say whoop whoop. Well, right back at you. Thank you. Meow Meow Coco Chow says, EVS, how do cool people like you get your start in the comic book industry? The same way everyone does. I mean, I think everyone starts out in the indies. You really do have to just do a comic book and then do another one.
Was Cyberfrog your first indie?
Yeah, it was. I drew Cyberfrog when I was working at an airbrush stand at the mall. I did a caricature cart, and then I worked at an airbrush stand in the Cherry Hill Mall in New Jersey. And he was doing, the guy who owned the cart was doing a comic book too, and he kind of drew like Jim Lee, and I was doing Cyberfrog, and I think I drew like 5 issues, and I'd bring them in and show him, like, hey man, look what I'm doing. Hey, look what I'm doing.
That idea.
What the heck was that color piece that you sent out in your update with Cyberfrog half in the water? Was that from your original comic with all the wasps?
No, that's Blood Honey. That's from Blood Honey.
Dude, that kicks butt. That's one of the best pieces of comic art I've ever seen.
Well, it's controversial because SJW saw it in black and white and said, "What the hell is this? You can't tell the foreground." Guys, I've been doing. Hey, you idiots! Let me talk to them for a second. Hold on.
Speaking of diarrhea, Ethan has diarrhea of the detail.
Yeah. Hey, you idiots! I've been doing this for 25 fucking years. Maybe you've heard of me. I'm the guy who drew Green Lantern Rebirth, Sinestro Corps, New X-Men. I'm the guy who drew Flash Rebirth, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, Batman and Superman. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm fully aware of how to draw a comic book that's aimed at a colorist. I understand that, when you are working in color, you don't need to separate foreground from background so effectively as you do when you do it in black and white, because there's a thing called color hold. And color hold is what a good colorist does. He'll sit there and go, all right, we're going to push the background away from the foreground using color holding. In other words, by lightening up the blacks, the black lines, and pushing them back into a brownish kind of color. And then basically the whole thing becomes, there's a lot more to look at. I mean, when you're working in color, you're able to add more detail because you're not worried about separating things down from tonalities like silhouette, gray tone, white tones. I mean, that's normally how you break down a black and white book: foreground, background, midground. But with color, you don't have to do that. So these dummies all sat there and looked at this black and white thing. And we're like, we don't know what's going on. 1, context. 2, now you do. Now that Kyle's through with it.
Yeah, it's dang good. And even the color aside, because I like the color, just the drawing I thought was had some, I love design, and I thought it had great design on the shape of the panels and just the background, the little filigree and stuff you put on it. That was I didn't know you could do that. I thought that was very impressive.
Oh well, thanks, Doug.
Very well done. I know you're good, but I'm just saying. That was pumping.
Doug, these people are insane. And by the way, when they're criticizing my work, they're like, yeah, he doesn't know how to do. And then they start showing artwork of their own and by other people it's virtually obscene. It's an obscenity. It's like of delusion. You know, I don't, and I'm not, like, I'm a humble man.
Yeah.
You know,
I like that you're pumping beauty into the world. That's
all I want to do. Yeah. And I'm met with ugliness at every turn, Doug.
Hey, I got an idea for Rainbow Brute, another character.
Really?
Squirrel Guy.
Squirrel Guy.
Or Squirrel Guy. Yeah. Squirrel Boy, Squirrel Guy. We got to get that.
Squirrel androgynous.
Squirrel lad.
Chipmunk punk. You know, yeah. I like it.
Squirrel Guy.
Yeah, Squirrel Guy.
They're really protective of that book. I don't know why. They're just like they're like, well, what's wrong with it? What's so SJW about it? I'm like, what's SJW about it is that it sucks. They're unqualified people making a terrible book about an unappealing
sketches
character.
Keep putting up art of the real ugly faced squirrel. It's so funny.
I don't know. I don't aspire to look like that.
Yeah.
I don't think many people do.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's what happens with a lot of the art with these different SJW kind of characters is they're not kind of characters I would want to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're pretty. I didn't know you were that pretty in real life. Look at those glasses. You have my glasses too. We're like siblings.
Oh, we're twinning.
Doug, stay away from my daughter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll cool it down.
All right. Let me read some more of these super. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got angry there for a second, Doug.
Oh no, it was good. I was thrilled I got the book. I'm going, score. That was good.
Yeah, these people are, I mean, honestly, I have why aren't any of them good? Like, I wish any of them could back. Like, you just sit there and I'm slack jawed at being insulted by these troglodytes. I mean, untalented people who are just full of rage and anger. And I mean, good Lord.
So it all comes down to no discipline. I mean, they can't take critiques. You know, and when you're not accepting of criticism, how are you supposed to grow? You just stay within your current level.
Yeah, you stay there, you never progress because of, apparently to them, they are good enough. They've been told that. They pat themselves on the back. They're already at that level, so they don't need to have any critiquing. They don't need to grow anymore. They're already good enough. They've been told they are.
Ava, I'll take my criticism from people like Donald DeLay, from people like John Malin and Kyung Lee. I'll take my criticism from R.T. Bear. I'll take it from Doug TeNapel. Did I say John Malin?
No. Yeah.
Those people actually are good, talented artists who are doing great stuff and who have feedback that's worth listening to. It's not agenda oriented, and I'm willing to offer criticism and help in any way that I can, humbly. Those people are nuts. Why are they like that?
I don't get it.
Doug, fix it.
I got an email from one of my backers saying, Ethan's late on his book. I demand an update on your book.
Wait, I'm late on my book, and so they want an update.
So they want to know from me. I'm just going like,
yeah,
that's weird.
Don't they watch your channel? I mean, they can see you drawing the book every single day.
Yeah, I know. They wanted an update. I'm like, well, I guess you haven't seen the YouTube channel.
Just give them a link to the latest YouTube video next time.
Every day. I haven't been on this show. I only came on because I miss you guys. I need to go to bed because I need to get up to work out.
The thing is, like the level that Ethan is bringing to the work and all of us, it takes time. Yeah. So, and then we're multitasking and we're doing a lot of things outside of our wheelhouse to begin with. And so, we kind of came into this with wishful thinking that we were going to be able to make certain schedules. But the reality of it is it just takes longer sometimes. So,
and on the next campaign, you learn about your schedule and you get more accurate with your numbers.
Right.
You're running a publishing company now.
Definitely.
To be fair to Doug, he did have to spend some time to create probably the most important ancillary character of all time, John the Werewolf.
John the Werewolf is in the book.
Wow.
John, he asked very accusingly, are there any werewolves in the Cryptozone? and I felt kind of like
Well, he had a
pants,
unicorn.
I left my pants were down, and I was throwing them out the window of a train.
Yeah. Well, he had a unicorn, and I didn't think that was fair with Mike Miller. His totem is that of a unicorn.
That unicorn was in there long before Mike brought his cult-like belief in unicorns.
His rhino.
So I put a and John was showing pictures of him at Halloween, terrifying kids with his rubber rat and his Jason Voorhees outfit, his full body massacre guy. So I dressed the werewolf in he has a blue collar Dickies on, and he has a little name tag says John, and he's holding a rubber rat. So
Wow.
John would know then. I put him right there in the cafeteria of the Cryptozone.
I love it.
That is cool.
Immortalized. And I do have a Jersey Devil who's always eating pie.
Can I get a Florida man in there?
He's always eating. Well, I'm sure there's some kind of a gate or something.
The Jersey Devil. That's what oh man, I love that. I never thought of that.
See, Jersey Devil, he has a slightly bigger bent nose.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
In every panel, he's eating pie in the whole book.
I love the Jersey Devil. I really do like that, and that's never occurred to me before. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for making me a legend in your book. I appreciate it. John Malin is a legend, says Adjacent Culture. He rocks.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
D Loves All Things says, please help Hero Book 1 on Indiegogo. Check out the Misfit Corner Comics YouTube channel. They are ComicsGate. Have you guys heard of Misfit Corner Comics?
I have.
I have not.
Nope.
Were they on your show, John?
Yeah. Not too long ago.
How do I get more people, like good people, on my show? I need to get more people who are not nuts on my show. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
They're always nice to you until you don't do something that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do something that's in their mind.
It's sad. I would like to help the world, but I would like to help people like Misfit Corner Comics if they're good. No, you know what? I'm just gonna focus. I'm gonna focus on my work instead. Donut Swan, thank you for $5. Does anyone remember Mac Tonight? He was Ray Charles' ripoff of McDonald's ill-fated animatronic mascot that would play the piano at my McDonald's. Yeah, and he became a racist icon, like the Moon Man.
Played by Doug Jones, by the way. Doug Jones was Mac. That was his first paid miming gig. Was Mac the Knife?
Really?
Yep. He wore the moon hat, the moon costume.
I love that the alt-right picked him up out of nowhere and decided that he was a white supremacist icon. I don't know how something like that happens, but I have to say, I forgot all about the Mac Tonight guy, and now that he's a white supremacist icon, you can picture that. He seems like it now.
He's problematic.
He is problematic when he's like, it's Mac Tonight. You're like, he's talking about the ethno state. You know what I mean? It's
so clear.
I never realized it. It's always the ones that you don't expect.
White as the moon.
Is that why? Why did they choose him? What? Because he's white.
What other reason could there be?
Yeah.
Pepe the Frog was always bizarre. I never understood the tie.
You know what it is? Pepe the Frog makes sense because he had that look on his face, and it was like the Pepe the Frog meme was smug, and he used to just be called Smug Frog. So when during the election, leading up to the election, you'd see Pepe show up as a meme as a response to the left saying Hillary's gonna win, blah blah blah. Yeah. And you would just post that Smug Frog pic, which meant we're on to you. We're on to you. And then it just caught on. It's it was just a good meme. It just caught on and then became racist somehow. I don't know how.
I don't know.
Because anything can become racist now.
The secret signal. They're looking for the secret signals.
Yeah.
The OK sign, yeah.
The OK sign now is right. Why is everything so corny? Why are only the corniest things racist? What is that? Why would the OK sign be racist?
Because everyone makes an OK sign, so they have lots of fodder to point at people anytime, or they'll do thumbs up next time.
I think it was intentionally manufactured by
It was,
4chan, if I'm
yeah.
correct. Yeah.
And then drinking milk too.
Drinking milk.
Yeah, was racist as well. Good stuff. Let's see. Who's Your Highway says Grimace was a giant sentient taste bud. Miss him. I didn't know that.
What?
Yeah, nobody knew what he was. I thought as a kid that he represented milkshakes, but like that's what somebody said to me, and I was like, that's bullshit because he's purple and he doesn't look anything like anything that goes into a milkshake.
He represents your body after you eat McDonald's all the time.
Yes. Adjacent Culture says Antonio Bryce, the man, the legend, back brand.
A lot of people been back in brand today. We just put the Christmas sale up, so did over $1,000 so far. So
New cover.
Yeah, the new cover is hot, man. I love it. Chris Bradbury hooked it up, man. Really. So yeah, we're only gonna have it up for till the end of the month, and then it goes down. So if you want it, it's only $10 to our existing backers. No shipping. That's it.
That's a good idea. I like that existing backers thing.
Yeah, I didn't want to screw over the people who had already supported us. So
yeah. I'm gonna print up like 1,000 Cyberpunk #1s and just sell them to existing backers or something like that.
Yeah.
Because this is 1998 is going to print this week.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna actually have while it's out there, I might as well just order it in different formats.
This getting my copy early, I would very much like that.
Yeah, I'll send you one. You better believe it. I'll send you all copies.
Sweet.
Well,
Don't share them. Don't put them out there.
I won't.
Okay. This guy's got the best name I've ever heard. His name's Lennon McCarthy, but it's Lennon like communist, and then McCarthy like communist witch hunter. What a great name, Lennon McCarthy. I would name my son that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Fun fact, he says, McDonaldland is a ripoff of Sid and Marty Krofft, HR Puffin stuff.
True.
Check out a 70s McDonald's ad when they introduced it. It's really weird, too.
True.
Yeah, definitely true.
They used to have a traveling McDonaldland on a flatbed truck that would go to McDonald's, and you could, as a kids, you could walk through it, and they had little animatronics and stuff.
Yeah, it smelled like bean farts and poverty.
Can you imagine the thing after it's been on the road for a couple months?
Yeah.
Doug grew up with Sid and Marty Krofft. That's the sad thing. Like Doug's whole childhood was HR Puffin stuff and the Bugaloos. Are you pissed off about
very
that?
Influential. All that. Yep. Lidsville. Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Land of the Lost.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
What was going on?
It was really that's like the psychedelia of the 60s hitting Saturday morning. Sid and Marty Krofft, they were almost like P.T. Barnum. They were into marionettes and puppets and costume making and just really thought outside the box. I mean, they owned Saturday morning. They were the only ones that made a dent on Saturday morning outside of Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, they're so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, Comic Book Hut, were you around? Have you ever seen any Sid and Marty Krofft? Or luckily, you're a young man.
Actually, I'm older than you are.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He remembers.
That's didn't they do that Genesis video with those puppets?
No, that's the spitting image.
Yeah. Sid and Marty Krofft were just I don't know, man.
Phil Collins.
What was that little boy with his magic flute and
That's
a witch witchy poo was trying to steal it? Like, was that his penis?
It was Freddie the Flute. Jimmy.
It said Jimmy to him. His penis spoke to him.
Jimmy.
What was Witchy Poo? His mom? Was this like Oedipal somehow? Like what did Witchy Poo represent?
She was just evil. She was terrifying too.
She wanted the flute.
Yeah, she wanted that flute.
She wanted his flute.
Hell yeah.
But the boat belonged to a kooky old witch who had in mind his flute to snitch.
Yeah.
From her broom in the sky, she watched her plans materialize and she waved her wand. And the beautiful boat was
gone.
This is all about castration. This is
they had those the talking trees that were every kid's nightmare. It was a terror.
I gotta watch this again and really look at it. Maybe do a video about how it's about castration, because I'm sure that it is. And if it isn't, I'll make it about that.
Yeah.
It's about
you control
an old
the
lady
narrative.
an old lady taking a young man's penis.
Why would they put that on the TV? I like the Bugaloos though, because they were in the air and everywhere. You know.
Didn't they have a cool car too? They had a cool car.
Yeah. With Martha Ray was the bad guy. Benita Bazaar.
What were those two brothers with the guitars in the 70s that had a Saturday morning TV show?
The
Hudson Brothers. Yeah.
God.
That was good. That was like vaudeville shtick.
Oh, the Hudson Brothers were horrible too.
So good.
Everything in the 70s sucked.
Kate Hudson is the daughter of one of them, right?
That's right.
I think so. Yeah.
It's the only good thing they did.
No, I'm not. I disagree. I think that was all part of it. Kate Hudson. But yeah, my God, dude, the Hudson brothers and Sid and Marty. You look at Doug sitting there. Do you see the pain?
Yeah.
Honestly, do you see the pain in Doug's face? That was his childhood. We had the Super Friends.
Yeah.
And the Smurfs.
Meanwhile, at the
Hall of Justice. So good. The first time I saw Black Manta, before I ever saw him in the comic, I saw him on that show.
You know, the surreal thing is I grew up watching Earthworm Jim. So to me, this is awesome to have Doug on the stream. So,
well, Doug helped you. I mean, Doug actually made your childhood better. Sid and Marty Krofft made Doug's childhood a living hell.
There would be no Earthworm Jim without Sid and Marty Krofft.
Are you? What do you mean by that?
I mean, their influence on me on creating and on drawing and stuff goes pretty deep.
Doug, there's no way they influenced you. They were the worst.
But I know it was tacky, but as a kid, world building, it's charming.
It's not charming. There's nothing charming about that nightmarish, weird, drug-fueled. I mean, that stuff was garbage, and it's in your head.
It is. I can't
get
it out.
It's in your head,
stuck
dude.
There. It is deep, and it's deep. It is deep in the the stuff that you watch when you're 5, 6 years old. It is so deep in your subconscious. You'll never pull that out.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing weird.
Oh, look at that! Oh my God! Hold on, John. Oh. Why does it have bags under its eyes? What the hell is wrong with it?
Oh, hold on! I got a little vinyl here.
I love the frog top hat.
I would beat the living hell out of everyone on that set.
Here's a little vinyl my buddy made for me, Sandy.
Oh, what the?
Look at Jimmy.
Hey, Doug, turn that thing sideways. Doug, put it on its back. What does that look like, Doug? What does that look like? Where is that going?
I don't believe in innuendos, Ethan.
Welcome to Sexy Party.
Damn it, Doug. God damn it.
Don't make Doug cry.
Doug. Doug's entire show was about penises. Do you understand now?
I'm building this is my shrine.
Does Doug have the flute? Where's the flute, Doug?
I do. No, I don't.
Ava, I'm so sorry. By the way, I'm. I don't mean to make this a hostile work environment.
I can't believe I flew my puff and stuff in front of Ava. That is just not.
This is disgusting, and
that's not okay.
Yeah, don't play with your puff and stuff in front of women, Doug. It's inappropriate.
Puff and stuff.
You can't do a little because you can't do enough.
So good.
Moving on.
Anyways, next topic.
I'm not. All right. Okay. I can move on. If you guys can move on, I can.
Land of the Lost was written by after all the Star Trek writers got canned when their show ended. They all went to Land of the Lost. All those episodes were written by Star Trek writers.
Yeah, it was so
including
good.
Koenig wrote. Chekhov wrote the pilot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talent. I'm telling you, it's good.
All right, Gojirify. Hi, Gojirify. He says EVS is Mac the Knife. Rin Wesley says, Uncle E, you know damn well you look like the McDonald's pirate. Mike Jenkins says they look even more druggy. They look like even more druggy HR Puffin stuff. So that's the McDonaldlands guys. And they do. I think everybody kind of agrees with that. Congrats to Mr. Malin for your success. Missed my chance at your book by a day. We'll grab the next book because your art is amazing. That's Leo Breaker 49, who's thrilled to be in the chat with John Malin.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
John's a humble guy. John, so you can't. Your book is off. Like you can't order it anymore.
Yep. We may put out like a second print option or something like that in the follow up. We're gonna figure something out so people that haven't bought the first one will be able to know what the story is going on. But yeah, the store is closed. I closed I think right after Halloween, and so we wanted to be sure that people knew that we're serious about keeping these limited and exclusive periods of time. It keeps it exciting for everyone, I think. When we're in campaign mode, and I just didn't want it to be something that would be drawn out. So people know that when you back Graveyard Shift within that campaign period, it's very important.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's unfortunately, I think that's the way to do this. Is you have a 2-month period, maybe 3 months, to get in on a comic, and then the door's got to be closed. It's going to suck because more people are going to discover us, but I think that letting people have a second shot in the next campaign is a good idea. Add a tier where they can get a copy of Graveyard Shift #1.
That's how you create a truly limited edition, comic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Donuts one says Al Roker makes Antonio Bryce look like Tyrese. Mike Jenkins says I ain't mad at Al. I can relate. So a couple people have messed their pants in the White House. What's up with this stream today? This is this stream is pure degeneracy and filth, and I apologize to everyone in it except for John Malin. Everyone in it, and Doug. Doug gets no apology.
Yeah, I got this coming.
It all started with Mike's pants out the window.
Yeah. I don't know why he did. Oh, yeah.
Pancake poo.
Pancake batter. It's disgusting. David the Bergerac says EVS cuts back on streaming. When he does stream, he talks about shit.
Well said.
Gojirify says EVS has soy pants. That guy had soiled pants. That's right. John Gonzalez says SJWs are the Decepticons of real life. Sean Morales says, would you consider doing a master class? I can draw, but I would love to learn more. I need help with perspective, but my anatomy is decent. Would love if you could help, please, from a fellow artist. Well, this is something that we should consider doing. We should actually consider, look, Mike S. Miller has drawn and quartered, but wouldn't it be interesting to do art lessons with 3 or 4 different artists at once?
I'd pay to learn perspective from you. God knows I need it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm terrible.
How do you say that? How do you get away with not knowing perspective and being a proficient artist like you are?
I make all my buildings look like Dr. Seuss designed them.
Same here.
Mike Waringo told me that. Mike Waringo was just like, I fake perspective.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how you do that. He's like, I just know how to do it, and I do it. So, okay. Gojirify says Muskrat Lad would be good for Squirrel Girl. Aaron Cook says,
Muskrat.
oh, this is important. $20. He gives $20. He says $20 to hear everyone's favorite Western. I'll start with Open Range. Comic Book Hut, what's your favorite Western?
Unforgiven.
Yeah. That's one of the best ones ever made.
Yeah, definitely Unforgiven.
I like Open Range too. That's pretty good.
It is good.
Kyung Lee, what about you?
Let me just Google this real quick. It's a hard one.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm going to give it to Unforgiven as well.
Yeah, Unforgiven is, I'll watch that twice a year. It really is so fun. It's a good movie. John Malin, what about you?
7 Samurai.
Okay. All right. That is a Western of sorts. Antonio, what about you?
Definitely Unforgiven for me. I love that one.
Doug, what about you?
Magnificent Seven, the original that was based
Get out
on
of
the
town.
7 Samurai. Oh, yes, yes, son.
Yeah. Donald, what about you?
Shakiest Gun in the West.
Oh, that's fun. Sweetcast.
Does No Country for Old Men count as a Western?
No, it's because it takes place in modern time. I mean, it kind of is a Western.
In that case, I'll choose True Grit, the original with John Wayne.
Beautiful choice.
Oh.
What about you, Ava?
Sorry, my battery was getting low, so I'm trying to switch to the iPad. Well, hold on, let me answer for 1 second. But no, I don't really watch any westerns, so I don't really.
You have no
one.
Western that you like? Okay, that's fair.
Just say Hateful Eight and move on.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't care for that one.
That's the other one I was considering.
Mike Miller hates Tombstone. I just want everyone to know that.
That was one that nobody said yet. RT Bear, what do you think?
Tombstone.
There you go.
and I have a soft spot for like radio westerns as well. I always like the Lone Ranger and
Lone Ranger.
Yeah, the Lone Ranger, and I like the Rifleman TV series where you can spin that gun around.
Yeah.
RT Bear is older than Doug TenNapel, and that's the thing that's it's hard to remember. You know,
I watch a lot of Rifleman.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? Chuck
Connors.
Chuck Connors. Iron Jaw.
Mine is probably The Searchers or The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. If you don't count Unforgiven, I'm not going to say that because everybody else said that, but I love Unforgiven. And then the Deadwood TV show is just my heart. I mean,
are you looking forward to that movie? They've got the
Yes.
movie coming. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
everything is going my way. I have to say, first of all, you've got the Deadwood movie, and then you've got a Sopranos prequel movie coming out by David Chase called The Saints of Newark. I don't even know what to say. My cup runneth over. I am blessed. I've wanted a Deadwood movie forever. It didn't seem like it was going to happen. It's going to happen. And the story is good because all of these characters are real. So, it's like I read ahead, like I read the history books and I figured out like what happened. It's like the way Swearingen died is amazing. Like he died penniless, a hobo on a train, and was stabbed to death. That is awesome. I want to see that in the movie. Bye, Ava. And Gateway into Comics is here. Okay, good. So I want to see that movie, and then a movie about Tony Soprano, young Tony Soprano in the late '60s, and his father. I can't wait.
That's not the same without James Gandolfini in it, though.
Yeah.
He's the star of that show.
Gandolfini.
Yeah, I know, but honestly, David Chase to me is the star of the show overall. It's his writing, and I can do without James Gandolfini.
I can't imagine somebody else playing that part, even a younger version of him.
Well, you can because there were younger versions of him.
Yeah, they did it on the show.
James Gandolfini.
I hope they do. I hope they use one of the same actors that played young Tony Soprano. Because there were
CGI him.
Oh God!
Oh, please don't do that. That would be horrible.
At the same level of who's the guy in Star Wars that you liked, Ethan?
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Moff Tarkin, yeah.
You can do that though. You can CGI old ugly people, and it works. When they tried to do it with Carrie Fisher, it was like, I
don't think it works at all.
I don't. All right, I bought it. I bought Grand Moff Tarkin. I was like, okay,
on him, and Carrie Fisher was the tough one.
Yeah, they can't do mouths. Somebody was saying to me, first of all, teeth look weird CGI'd. Like they can't make teeth look normal, and that's the giveaway. But somebody's saying that mouths have all these like micro expressions that you can't capture. They look artificial to human eyes. It's like you just go, that's not right. That's fake. Very, very hard to duplicate that. What's going on, dude? You hear that?
Yeah.
What's up?
Like a train.
I hear it.
It's the 310 to Yuma.
Also a good Western.
Really good Western. Very good Western.
Ethan, do you like when what they did with Kurt Russell in Guardians, where they kind of use the actor, but then they kind of digitize and make them younger?
No, it looks weird, and they're going to do it again. It doesn't. They're not there yet. They're going to do it again with Mark Hamill and Star Wars 9. I'm almost positive. They're going to youthen Mark Hamill and make him young Luke Skywalker.
I was going to say euthanize.
Why don't they just get Sebastian Shaw to play the young Luke Skywalker
from the Hellfire Club.
Sebastian Stan. Yeah,
Stan, yeah.
Well, they should, and you know, obviously they look exactly alike. And if they go forward with Star Wars in the Skywalker saga, that's inevitable. I mean, it's just a layup that they should do that. I hope they do.
He's a good actor too.
Yeah.
He does brooding very well.
Oh, good.
Ava's back. Welcome, Ava.
I'm back. Sorry, it took me a little bit.
Typo Comics, please support Bad Sushi Canon on Indiegogo. It's gonzo sci-fi action comedy in the vein of Cowboy Bebop and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And we've looked at it. It does look really cool. So Bad Sushi Canon. Bogus Fortune, Squirrel By, and Obi-Wan 27883. Thanks for $5. New Captain Marvel trailer dropped. Comic book BS email just teased it. CS, loving the SJW story episodes so far. Cheers. Story episodes. I think you mean my documentary. I hope you do. I guys, have you seen the Star Wars sex scandal documentary that I'm working on?
Yeah, man, I liked it a lot.
Good production value.
Not yet.
I'm excited about showing you the new one. I really am. I've got like 9 minutes of it done, and it is so fun. I really, really like this.
You stepped it up with the editing on that video, though.
The new one is even better. Like I'm learning how to do this, and I'll do 30 seconds of video, and I'll run up to show Andrea. I'll be like, "Look at this!" Like it gives you goosebumps. It gets across just what I want to get across, and I don't even have to say anything. I just do it with visuals. She's like, "Yes, dear."
Yes, yeah, I'm thrilled. Yeah, good, honey.
Donut Swan says, do you think the little girl with Salamandra on Hall of Heroes 0 looks like your daughter? If so, did you draw her existence or a glimpse into the future? That's a little bit. She looks like Ava a little bit. Installation 7 says, looking through my preview catalog while watching the show, I just saw your name pop up, Caesar, on a Dawnbreaker figurine. Can it be true? Yeah, that is weird. All right, they're doing a Dawnbreaker sculpture, and then it says sculpted by Caesar. And it's based kind of on my artwork. So
Saturday Night Live did a gay werewolf joke.
Oh, yeah, they did.
We're on the cutting edge, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Culture makers.
Yeah, it is strange. You know, when I announced I was bringing back Cyberfrog, I think it was the week there was some video game convention, and they announced a Battletoads video game. They had no footage for it, but they were going to do it. And I was like, all right, so it's time for frogs from the 90s, I guess. Why didn't that happen a year ago? I don't know. It just happened this year. That's funny. Time Code Mechanic says, does anyone remember the Giggle Snort Hotel?
What the?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, is that older kind of like, it sounds like it's something from the 90s. Yeah. Joe Marone says, Doug should draw a cyberfrog in the style of Sid and Marty Krofft. God, that'd be horrific.
Yeah. I'll make him out of foam, out of like orange foam or some hair, bits of hair, costume hair stuck all over him.
Love you, Doug, but that show was terrifying, says Alec Munoz.
Hey, Doug, just paint your hand green and do that hand puppet thing again.
Yeah. Do the Cyberfrog puppet show. I do have Robert here. This is a new guy on my show. Momo.
Oh, God.
Momo. He makes little coconut sounds when you cluck his head.
Did you make him, Doug? Did you make him in school?
I'm in Fiji. He get me in Fiji. Oh, Momo. He hangs out on my art table with me, Robert.
Is it racist? It's somehow racist?
It's not racist because it says on the back, Cannibal Coconut Doll, Fiji Islands.
Cannibal.
This is my shield. They did this.
That's your disclaimer. Your disclaimer.
This is locals. Sorry, bro.
All right.
I'm so triggered right now.
I'm a little triggered. Yeah.
Triggered for Fiji.
Gojirify says once upon a time in the West. Yeah. Bogus Fortune said y'all are wrong. Once upon a time in the West, bar none. Henry Fonda as the baddest bad guy in any Western.
Bronson in there. Bronson.
Harry Bergeron says y'all should watch Paul Lynde Halloween special with Witchy Poo and the actual MGM Wicked Witch of the West teaming up with a live Kiss performance. I have seen that. It was perhaps the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life. That
a lot of sequins in the 70s. Whole lot of sequins.
Why were they so weird? Doug, what were you doing in the 70s? Why did you let any of that stuff happen?
Well, Kiss is another one. I mean, Kiss, they're so flamboyant. They're like the Liberace of metal.
I think, Art Barrett, do you have a comment about that? Would you?
Yeah, Mr. Kiss, yeah.
Yeah, Kiss Corner on YouTube. Go check it out. We just did one Saturday, and we're gonna do one this Friday. We're gonna do a review on that show with Kiss. I think that was one of their first television performances.
Has a band ever worn more sequins than Kiss?
I think when they went into the 80s, the
Twisted Sister did.
When they did the Dynasty tour, there was a lot of sequins, reflective objects.
It is kind of weird that like what used to be kind of motorcycle guy, tough guy in the 70s and 80s has quickly become BDSM gay nowadays. Like Judas Priest, you can't look at Judas Priest. Well, the guy actually was gay, but I mean, any of that stuff. I mean, you look at that and you go, that guy wants to be dominated by another dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but when you're a kid and you're looking at that as heavy metal, like you're like, that's so badass. I get on my motorcycle and raise hell. But you know, some things, I don't know, some styles don't remain.
Yeah, now it's like chaps. Now he's all wearing chaps.
Yeah, like I was wearing assless chaps like in the 1980s.
What?
And I thought I was cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't cool at all.
And
that was very soy based.
Ethan, did you just say you wore assless?
Yeah. Always.
Yeah. I thought it was cool, and it turned out to not be cool. Elliot Fernandez's favorite is Zorro. Antonio Malpica, also known as Critias, says Unforgiven, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, Wild West, Westworld, Outlaw Josie Wales. Yeah, Hang 'em High is another good one.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is fantastic. That's another.
Yeah,
that's
a great one. It's a great title too.
Everyone in the chat's upset about the assless chaps. Pocket Jacks Comics. I play Once Upon a Time in the West at my shows. And Cecil's here. Cecil says Alden Ehrenreich is playing a young Tony Soprano. No, that's not funny at all.
Definitely. You know what the internet says, Ethan?
Oh man, that would suck so bad if you were
Pixar. It didn't happen.
What?
Oh, you're the assless chaps.
I'm not. There's no pics of that. Plus, I was like 8 in the 80s. So what were my parents doing? Letting me wear motorcycle
chaps,
preventing any accidents with pancake batter.
That is true. Anything like that.
Trying to potty train you.
Hey, we need a bath. We'd go to the bathhouse. Take a bath. What's wrong?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with you?
This is getting very, very weird. Is this the weirdest live stream? By the way, and I've invited new people on here. Sweetcast is here. He's like, I didn't sign up for this. Is like, what is going on here with the assless chaps and the crapping your pants and all this stuff? And yeah, I apologize to all of you. All of you.
It's all good. I know what I'm getting into.
All right, very good. I don't apologize to Ava though, because she's my daughter. She knows. She knows how it is.
I understand the fads that happen. It's okay. It's okay, Dad.
Comics and Nostalgia says, EVS, glad you survived M Day. What's M Day?
Oh, I think I know what it is.
What is it?
I think the M stands for a certain person that you.
Oh. Yeah, M Day. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm here to help people. I'm not here to hurt people, but I mean, for goodness sakes. Ronnie Schreiber says, EVS, happy Hanukkah. Use this to buy Ava a dreidel. Well, Ava is not Jewish. Andrea is not Jewish. My son Hunter, his mother was Jewish. And then Andrea's ex, who is Kaylee's father, is Jewish. So Hunter's Jewish and Kaylee's Jewish. Ava is not. Ava is, I guess she's Mormon. I don't know. She might be Methodist. I don't really know. We got to raise her in the Lord, though. Don't worry, Doug. We're gonna do that.
Get on it. You got to start young.
Yeah,
That's good. You got to train them up.
raise them in the Lord.
Dad's leader. It's got to be dad.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Yeah.
Andrew Huerta says, hook it up with a Sovereign. Shout out, Ethan. We're almost at 20K. Andrew Huerta's Sovereign is an extraordinary book. Everyone's excited about. Everyone's excited.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, a Jewish Mormon? No, there's no. I'm not.
A Jorman.
Everyone's
You
confused.
got your jean and your shorts, they mix for jorts, and then you got your Jew and your Mormon, you got your Jorman. You're gonna make a cult of assless chaps.
A Jorman, a Jewish Mormon would be, yeah, that or a mew.
Mew.
A meow. All right, so Andrew Huerta, go look at Sovereign. He's almost at 20K. That's great, Andrew. Congrats. Twee Girl is here. She says Shane in 1953. It was my dad's favorite film. Shane is a good one.
Manhood.
Yeah. Come back, Shane. Gojirify says EVS Little Spoon in his chaps. One slick dude says EVS Ethan, several westerns often forgotten are Silverado. I don't think I've ever seen that. Quigley Down Under, The Quick and the Dead, and Open Range. I've seen 0 of those.
Quigley Down Under is really good.
It is good. That's Tom Selleck, isn't it?
Yes.
Tom
Quigley Down
Selleck.
Under, yeah.
And I liked Quick and the Dead that Sam Raimi directed, Leonardo DiCaprio and Sharon Stone.
Oh, well, I've heard of Quick and the Dead. I mean, that was
a lot of fun.
I haven't seen it though. Donkey Madness says, so glad I can catch you this time. I would love a shout out to my comic Shotgun Samurai. It's on Webtoons or shotgunsamurai.net. You guys all inspire me. Yeah, cool, man. All right, check out Shotgun Samurai, and thank you so much for your support, Donkey Madness. Appreciate you. Scipio says, all chaps are assless, otherwise they'd be pants.
That's a good point.
That is a very good point. Yeah.
But if you don't wear them with pants, then that's where the trouble is. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
yeah, I guess so.
It's when you wear just chaps. It's like wearing just an apron.
What are
chaps? Which I often do.
I'm gonna protect everything but your ass.
What are they for? Are they for like what? Why would you? I don't know. Are they stylish or do they serve a purpose on a motorcycle?
I think when you wear them, it's like things fly up from the ground and they hit your legs. So I think they're to protect your legs.
Came from the Old West when you'd ride a horse through the chaparral and your legs would get cut up.
They are to protect your legs, but it's in case you fall off the bike and you skid across the ground, you don't want to have your jeans burning into your legs. So you have the leather which takes the brunt of this road rash.
That's why I wear them.
Well, and that's why there's like leather jackets as well for that too.
Yeah.
But also because the motorcycle can get hot, so you don't want to burn.
Yep.
Somebody wants a Western. They want a ComicsGate Western. Do we have anybody who's doing a ComicsGate Western?
Mike.
Mike, yeah.
Yeah, I think Mike, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Mike Miller, yeah. Yeah, someone else, though. Who can we get to do a ComicsGate Western? Like somebody new. I don't mean that in a bad way, but Mike.
Thank you.
Six-Gun Samurai.
I wrote a Western I have a video of,
Oh
but it has a T-Rex in it. So I don't know if that totally counts, but it is a period piece.
Well, that sounds good.
That guy's ready to join the wolf pack.
Yeah.
John.
A good Western.
Why is there like an X strapping across his back as well that needs to support the assless chap somehow, or what?
No. Well, people might not know exactly what we're talking about here. We're dealing with a young crowd. We got a young hip crowd here. They weren't around in the 1980s assless chap era.
This is how John got the wolf's milk earlier.
You should have got someone that's not as fit. That'd be.
That's the president of the Freddie Mercury fan club.
I have to have Kanan draw this now. This is not good. So we're going to include this in brand now.
That is how.
I want to be sure our group's educated on what we're talking about.
Please, you're going to get my.
We don't want ignorant people.
Yeah. We got it. Chris Chambers says, never meet your heroes, kids. They will have likely worn assless chaps in the 80s. Chris, we're so right about that. You're so right. Gojirify says Hut is great. Sounds like Joe Pesci and Bruno Kirby. Look at that.
Do I need you?
City Slickers. That was Bruno Kirby, right? That's the guy.
City Slickers, The Godfather.
Where are you from, Hut?
New York. New York City.
I love it. This guy's my friend.
I couldn't tell, right?
Like as soon as I heard his show, I was just like, man, this guy's my friend. Whereabouts in New York? Are you in were you Brooklyn?
No, Queens.
Queens?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. Human Shrug says Tom Horn in 1980, Steve McQueen. I've never seen that one either. And Critias says, EVS, I'm writing a Western 2019. It's called Dead Man Outlaw. I'm currently searching an artist. I don't know. Hold on a second here. And trying to decide manga or Western style comic. Well, yeah, Critias is looking for an artist. See, this is the thing. There's so many people who are like, I'm an artist. I don't know how to start. Well, this is how to start. It's how to start. Okay, with that, I'm getting back to work, everyone. I appreciate everyone being here. I want to just let everyone know in the chat there are 1,208 people watching right now. That's a lot. Wow. I want every single one of you to go subscribe to Comic Girl Ava and her channel. Every single one of you go subscribe to Sweetcast. Every single one of you go subscribe to the Comic Book Hut. And you know the other guys here. Subscribe to Art, subscribe to Donald, Doug, and Ikari Press, and John Malin and Kyung Lee. But yeah, get to know these new young voices. I really think that the critic community needs a boost, a shot of adrenaline. And that's you guys. That is absolutely you guys. So thanks for all you do.
Thank you very much.
A shot of that wolf milk.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of that, and I don't know if I want a shot of that.
It's completely safe.
Yeah.
I don't want to even know what
lactose intolerant.
Yeah, it sounds disgusting. I don't want to know what it is. It's horrible. All right, everyone. So with that, I'm getting back to work. I got to draw Cyberfrog, and I'm going to finish up the part 2 of Star Wars Scandal. That'll be up tomorrow morning.
Yay!
So I hope you enjoy it. I've already shown the first 9 minutes of it to somebody who saw it and said, "Damn!" So I'm pretty excited by that reaction, and I'm excited about what you guys think. And yes, I am prepared for it to get struck and for my channel to get struck again tomorrow. We'll undo it and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So if you see it and you want to mirror it, you have my blessing to mirror it and spread it around and just keep it alive. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like YouTube demonetizes kind of edgy material like this anyway. So if you do go ahead and mirror it, you're not taking money from me or anything. You're just keeping my work out there. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because like it got taken down and like we had downloaded the video so we could watch it offline. And I was like, well, how does someone go about that to make sure it stays up, you know, when something like this happens? So you can mirror it?
You can mirror, like somebody could download it and then upload it to their channel. And it's like if you know 100 people were to do that, what can you do?
I mean, there's nothing. Yeah, and that's
they couldn't strike them all.
I'm down for, guys.
Yeah. And the other thing, should I just tell them this? You can. I already put it somewhere. I already put the first 9 minutes up somewhere.
Doug's the best.
Doug is funny. I'm just going to show it to you guys. I'm not going to announce it to the channel, but I'm going to send you guys the link. Will you guys watch it if I put it in the put the link in our little private message?
Yeah.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Membership has its privileges.
You guys will get it tomorrow morning. Everyone in the chat will get it tomorrow morning, but I want I want ComicsGaters to, the people on this panel to actually see it first and get some feedback. All right, guys, with that, I will see you tomorrow. I'll do another live stream tomorrow. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Bye, everyone.